guys, we're going to show you how to use the microbubble machine. Basically, I've got two dogs that we're going to do at the same time. Usually you'll just do one dog or a large dog, but I'm just going to kind of multitask right now because I've got two dogs that are ready to come in the tub and get their microbubble treatment. So our microbubble machine is right here, and you can see it's a pretty fancy gadget. It has lots of bells and whistles on it, but what it does is it generates bubbles that helps to deep clean the skin. So the first thing I want to do is I want to purge the machine. And what I mean by purge the machine is what it does is it sucks in water, makes bubbles, and squirts out bubble water. So you don't want any air in there, okay? It's going to make bubbles, but you don't want air in the machine. If you have air in it, then it can't suck the water through. So it's kind of like a hydro surge, or it's kind of like a sump pump. If all of a sudden it's up in air, it's only going to suck air in, and it's not going to work. So we've got to purge the air out of the machine. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little bucket here, and I'm going to put some water in it. Now this is the intake. These are the outtakes. Okay, so what I want to do, I've got some water in here. And this is a suction cup. You want the suction cup to adhere to the side of wherever this thing is in, because this is the thing you don't want air to get into. You want only water to come in. So I'm going to stick it down here so that little octopus suction cup there clings to the side of the thing so it won't slip out. I'm going to come down here and turn on the machine, hit start, and when I do, come back up here, I want to show you. It's going to start sucking water in, okay, and it's going to spit water out of here. So I want to make sure that's in there, and I want to make sure that it doesn't lose water. So I'm going to add a little bit of water, just kind of keep it up here, okay. Make sure it's generating bubbles. It looks like it's doing good. Okay, good. We don't have any air bubbles inside the system. If we did, we would need to purge the machine. That means that's another process, and you would just come see somebody to show you how to do that. But right now we're doing good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this here. I want to do 2 minutes. See how the water's going down? I got to get water in quick. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm cleaning out the old water that was already sitting in the machine, because I want fresh, clean water through the whole system. The old water, maybe we'd have it go to microbubble in 2 days. So that water that's in the machine may be getting stagnant. So we want fresh, clean water in it. So I'm basically siphoning out all the dirty water that was in the machine. And I want to do it for 2 minutes. So I look at the clock up there. Okay, so I'm kind of counting down about 2 minutes. It needs to run through 2 minutes. This is actually producing microbubbles right now as we speak. And I'm going to demonstrate a microbubble. Here's a bottle. I'm filling it up with microbubbles. See how regular water looks kind of like milk. Okay, it takes a long time for these bubbles to surface. It takes 2 minutes for the bubbles to come to the top. I'll just set that up there, and in 2 minutes, when we're done purging the machine, that should pretty much turn into regular water again. But come down here, I want you to see that the gauge needs to be at 0.4. Okay, if it's any less or any higher, that's not the correct place. We'd use this adjustment screw to make those adjustments if we need to, but right now we're set perfect. Okay? All right, we're counting down our 2 minutes. You can kind of use this to count your 2 minutes. When that goes clear, you know you've done 2 minutes. Okay, while that's continuing, I'm going to go ahead and get ready for my dogs. Over here, I've got 2 tubs. If I have a small dog, I can just use this. I'm going to do 2 small dogs, so I'm going to use a bigger one. Go ahead and just put this on into the area. As you can see, I'm still feeding fresh water in this thing. Okay, so here we are, we're preparing our tub. We want the water temperature to be the same temperature as our body. It needs to be about 100 degrees. Our bodies are 98 degrees, so we want the temperature to be around 98. You can pretty much feel it and tell that it's not too hot and it's not too cold for the dog. This is a spa treatment, so just imagine yourself going to a spa. You want it to be very comfortable, you want it to be relaxing. We want it to be the same way for the dog. So I'm just putting water in here. Okay, little bit more, because what I have to do is I have to make sure that there's enough water in here to cover this, because this is our intake. And so when I turn the machine back on, this is going to start sucking water in. See how I have the little thing there? It sticks to the bottom. It holds that in place. I'm still adding water. Okay. And the temperature is perfect. Feels really good. Okay, now we don't always use enzymes, but most of the time we're going to be using enzymes. And that is in a bag like this, and it has a measuring scoop. Okay, since I'm doing 2 dogs, I'm using a larger tub. That means I have more water. I'm going to put 2 scoops of enzymes in here. Like that. Okay, set that aside. And there should be plenty of water now. I'm going to shut off the water. So we're done adding water. So from here on out, we're basically going to be using all of this water for our treatment. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine on once again. And this is going to start circulating the fresh water with enzymes in it. In just a second, it's going to start making green foam. See how this is already settled, so we'll dump that out. And you're going to see green foam here. It's not foam, but it's green microbubbles. Once it pulls it in, you see how it's kind of green. So the enzymes are actually in there now. So now we're ready to start giving our little doggies their treatments. So we've got 2 of these. So here we have, what are they? Here we have 2 little doggies.
Fletcher and Sugar.
Fletcher and Sugar. They're going to get their microbubble treatments. If you look down, you might be able to catch it. It looks like a little foam coming off. It's like a mineral spring. I don't know if you see it. It's kind of, not a foam, but kind of a mist. So it's very much like a spa mineral springs bath. And now we're just going to start doing the microbubbles. All we do is just gently give them a microbubble treatment. I'm going to work with this one a little bit first to get her wet. Okay, let's go ahead and just give her a little massage. I'm going to do 2 of them like this. Now, this is safe for the eyes because it's not soap. It's actually good for the eyes. It cleans the eyes and all of the eyelids, the skin around the eyes, all around the nose. It's really good for the face. As a matter of fact, it's really good for the teeth and the tongue and the gums. So they might argue with you a little bit, but it's actually good for them. It actually cleans the pores and the hair follicles on the entire body. So we're just going to be doing this. Anything that's under the water is already getting treated. You can see how the water looks kind of milky. There's microbubbles in the water. Okay, now this one here is a little bit nervous about all this stuff. And it's got its leg caught around here. And you need to sit in there. So we need to kind of coax this one along. So I'm just going to use 2 of these and kind of hold it and give it a little massage. Let them know it's okay. Everything's okay, little boy. You're just fine. See, it's just a little massage. That's all. See there? Yeah, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yes, you are. I know, it's a little nervous. Kind of weird. Okay, this is good. I'm going to get his face. Okay, now we generally give a 15-minute treatment. Okay, so I've got them both kind of in the system. I've got microbubbles going. So now I'm going to multitask and do 2 dogs at once. I've got 2 wands, and I'm just going to massage, just do both of them, just like this. You just want to make sure that we're getting microbubbles on the whole body for 15 minutes. So we're just going to go around. See how relaxed they are now? It's a little bit better, isn't it, buddy? Yeah, it is. Just going to go around the bodies. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, you're all right, buddy boy. There we are. Let them know it's okay. All around the bodies. And you're just going to watch the clock and keep an eye on your time and do 15-minute spa treatment. Just kind of work your dogs. You don't want to leave one sitting too long. He's up, but we can still get bubbles on him. bubbles on her. We're just gonna go for 15 minutes. Okay, you can kill it. Okay, so you can see that a lot of the scum that came out of the skin is all floating to the surface of the water. So we don't like that. So got Ashley here. We're gonna have her go ahead and take them out and just show how we just gonna finish up. We're gonna take them to another tub real quick and just kind of clean the scum that may be stuck to their feet off, so they're nice and clean to go home. And we're going to go ahead and do the anal glands too while we're over here. We didn't want to do that in the tub. Just a quick little rinse. Using a little clarifying shampoo here. Make sure we're nice and clean. Anal glands cleaned out. Just a little rinse, especially on the feet. The rest of the body's pretty much in good shape. Okay, now that we've done our microbubble, we're going to go ahead and demonstrate how we clean up. We want to make sure this is done after each treatment. Unless, if you got a whole line of dogs coming in, you want to make sure that you do fresh water, fresh microbubbles each time, because we don't want cooties transferring from one dog to the next. So right now we're just going to clean it up. What I want to do, first of all, is take these and set them aside. I'm going to just dump the water out of here. We're finished with this water. Give it a quick rinse. Not much to clean because microbubbles do the cleaning already. Just going to set that aside. And then we're going to purge the water out of here. Now what I want to do, first of all, is I want to take this off, and any hair that came out, we want to get rid of it. So you see that came off of those dogs that were just in the microbubble tub. So I want to get rid of that, clean it up real good, give this a good rinse. And I like to use a little bit of detergent on this. So I'm going to put a little squirt of Dawn. A little bit of detergent on there just to clean it real good. Any of the oils and all that sort of thing will clean up real nice. Clean all this stuff off. I'll go ahead and put this back together. And just like we did at the very beginning, is we purged all the crud out of the machine. Well, I'm going to purge all the crud out of the machine as well. I'd rather keep it nice and clean each time, so it's very sanitary. So, take this down. So, most likely there may be water missing in the machine, so I'm probably going to need to add some water to purge it out. So let's just go back to this. Pour some more water down in. Takes about a cup or so usually. If air gets down in there. If you see little hairs and stuff like that, try to get those out too. That will probably do it. Okay, put this back on. Once again, I want fresh water in here. Get that full. Get it to fill. Turn the machine back on. And when it hits 0.4, we know we're good. You'll hear it gush when it's got plenty of water in there. There it goes. Very good. I'm just going to purge all the crud, all the old enzymes, and all the junk out, and the old water out of the machine. We'll run that for about 2 minutes again. Just like we did at the very beginning. And I can always use this as a timer, because it takes 2 minutes for that to clear up. So when that's clear, we know there's 2 minutes. Okay, Ashley had a question.
So my question was, since we just cleaned it, and if we have another dog that's going to get a microbubble, are we going to do the same process again and re-clean it, clean the filter out, or are we just going to go ahead and proceed with our microbubble?
There's no need to re-clean it on the same day, but if it goes overnight and it hasn't been cleaned, or if it hasn't had its weekly cleaning, then you would purge it out freshly for the new day.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay, good.